you are back in my hut. As I'm sure you can hear, the rain has come back in quite the downpour. I figured, as much as I don't want you to linger in my domain, it would be simply cruel to send you back to town in such weather. To both you and my partner. So, you can stay here for a little while. If you're lucky, you might even be back to normal size by the time you leave. If that's the case, you can go right back home the way you came, and you don't have to worry about taking such an elevated journey home. It might be good for your clothing and for your body. Speaking of, normally I wouldn't be worried, but you are a very dear friend of my very dear brother. You were up in the air for quite some time, and I suspect that being carried in a basket is not your standard method of travel. Moreover, the weather, of course, has soaked you through to the bone, and that, combined with the frostier temperatures of high altitudes, leads me to have some amount of concern for you. So, I expect you won't mind if I perform a small checkup on you while you're here. And if you are cooperative, I will be very appreciative. I'd offer you something in return, but simply put, I'm doing you a favor. So, do you agree to me giving you a brief checkup to ensure that you are not going to come back to our mutual friend with any illnesses or physical ailments? Good. All right. If you don't mind, I have a small makeshift bed here. I have done numerous checkups on the intruders who come in here. Most of them are not exactly in the best condition from the less than friendly environment surrounding my living quarters. Of course, you don't have to worry about any of that, but if you would mind laying down anyways. Good. I appreciate your cooperation. Now, I won't require you to remove any clothing, but I am going to simply grab a few things. Alright. So, with this, I'm just going to be performing a very basic aiding spell. I'm sure you've witnessed it hundreds of times working with my brother. It's something very easy. Not at all something you have to worry about. Though if you're ever uncomfortable, of course, let me know. And I'll be happy to let you stay in your wet, frigid attire. I'm only joking. I wouldn't be quite that cruel. Now, if you'll allow me, are you feeling a bit warmer now? Perhaps a bit drier as well? Good. I'm glad to hear it. As I said, very simple. Fortunately for me, it doesn't even require any material components. Just a bit of fancy hand fluttering and simple words. Well, it's simple for me at least. I'm sure I could teach you, or someone could. I don't think I would be a good teacher for you, but that's nothing to discount your own abilities. Rather, I don't think you'd learn well under me. Anyway, the next step, of course, in the matters of giving you a checkup would be the actual checkup itself. Do you feel any discomfort? Do you have any strange tingling sensations? Any loss of feeling? Any pain? Any unnatural feelings in general? Good. I'm glad to hear that. It means that you're not aware of anything wrong with you. Do you mind if I gently touch your body? Alright. Just going to press down gently with my fingertips. Just try not to move. If you do, it's alright. I understand that it might feel strange. And I apologize that my hands aren't warmer. I'm naturally quite a cold person. But you know what they say. Cold hands, warm heart. And my heart is nothing if not warm. Well, good news for you is that I'm not feeling anything out of the ordinary. I'm not noticing any discoloration. And the fact that I haven't caused you to twitch or yelp out in pain implies that there's nothing terribly wrong with you. As far as I can tell, you're perfectly fine. You might consider going to a doctor or having my brother give you a more thorough checkup. It's been plenty of time since I've done one of these. Frankly, I'm sure I've missed something. Please, don't mention it. You'll make me sick. I'm simply doing this because you are a friend of someone who's very dear to me. If you weren't, I likely wouldn't have done much of the sort. The only reason you're here right now is because, like I said, the weather's not very good, and I don't want my partner to have to fly through such inglorious climates. Still, since you're here anyways, you're welcome to rest as you need. Just, as I mentioned before, with any luck, your shrinking spell that I indirectly placed upon you should be wearing off soon. So when you feel yourself returning to normal size, let me know. Last thing I need is for you to return to your original height and knock everything off of my table. Good. I appreciate your cooperation. And until you do return to your original size, you're welcome to reside there. And just as before, don't touch anything. I should, before I leave you to your own devices, probably warm your blanket up as well. I had it covering you previously, but that was while you were still wet. So, won't be of much help covering yourself up with it right now. There. Now you are warm and dry. Your blanket is warm and dry. And the makeshift bed I have is as warm and dry as it'll get. Just keep yourself warm. Don't do anything foolish. And like I said, give me a holler when you are starting to grow back to your normal state. Alright? Alright. Sit tight. Shouldn't be too much longer. And once the weather clears, you can be on your way.